Jan, I'll start with you because I think there was a moment after the Eastern Conference Finals where you guys were celebrating. I think you said something like, they said we couldn't play together. Like, how much validation did you have with what you guys accomplished last year, considering all the noise that existed in the early months of the season?
I mean, I've seen it the same way I seen it when they were saying it. Whatever the media was trying to, push the narrative that we couldn't play together, and that was what was popular being talked about because at the time, that's what it looked like. But I think we won pretty much our whole career. Been to the playoffs, for me, 5 times? And 4 times I've been able to be in the semifinals and on. So for me, it was silly at the time, but, how things work, you just gotta kind of sit through the storm and whatnot. But I just always kept that in perspective and also kept receipts because I remember who said what, et cetera. So it is what it is. We know how the game works, so we just kept going, kept pushing forward. We talked about it. I didn't quite understand it, but I understand how the media works and the city we play in too. So it's all good.
Jayson, did you feel did it validate it all? Like, hey, you guys always said this could work, and you proved it.
Yeah, just piggyback off what he said, I didn't feel like it made sense at the time because we've been in the playoffs every year. We've been in the conference finals 3 times, got to the championship. And like you said, you never forget who said what. We see everything. So, that moment felt great, because at that time we had never been to the championship. We've been in the conference finals a couple of times, so getting over that hump, that was like raw emotions. But, obviously bigger things ahead.
What did you guys think you made the biggest strides maybe as a group last season, and what would you like to see this team sort of do this season?
I think we made improvements in our culture and in our leadership in the locker room. Everybody was more on the same page, especially going towards the second half of the year. And, building off that from this year, obviously we got some stuff we're dealing with, outside of it that makes, our jobs a lot harder. But, that's what, life is about, NBA is about. So we just try to put our best foot forward. But, that was what I think the signature in last year. Everybody knew exactly what we needed them to do. Everybody was accountable from the top to the top down, and we was able to get everybody on the same page. And building off that from this year, that's going to be our challenge. Again, almost in a sense, just because everything kind of going on, but like you said, that's life. You got to put your best foot forward, so I'm looking forward to that challenge too, I guess.
Jayson, is there more pressure to when there is that sort of thing hovering over you? Do you guys have to be better leaders this year? Do you have to steer this team? Or is it just that what you would normally do?
Yeah, I think tough times and uncomfortable situations bring people closer together. And, obviously, the guys are going to look to us for a lot of different things. And, we just got to be that much more together and closer, with everything going on. And I believe 1,000% that we will be. So, looking forward to just, getting back to what we do and playing basketball and being with the team.
I want you each to pick one thing that you wish, whether it's like a personality trait, whether it's something on the court. Is there one thing you wish, like Jaylen, is there something about Jayson's game or his personality that you wish you had and vice versa?
Like my curls?
Besides the curls, I guess. What was one thing? I think I think JT does a good job of just staying calm. No matter if it seemed like everybody could be, yelling and screaming or passionate, and JT got that ability where it's just like he just in his own vibe, you know what I mean? He's able to keep himself not too high or not too low, And at times where, it could be frustration or, you want him to say something or speak out, he don't say nothing. He just cool, you know what I mean? He let everything kind of work itself out. That's one thing that I think that I could, just benefit from in a sense. But at the same time, I'm gonna need him to speak more, and talk more and be more vocal if we gonna correct the ship and get this thing off to the right start.
I think there's many examples, but JB, there's many times where he'll come to me right before the game or at least during shoot around, and like when he lock in on something, or if he say like, yo, I'm not gonna let them, he's like, if he guards somebody, like, yo, I'm not gonna let them shoot going right, or I'm like, whoever guard me in the first quarter, like I'm setting the tone and I'm getting to the basket every time. And like the ability to like think about something, say it, and then like go do it. You know, you just got that ability to like lock in on something and have that tunnel vision of, he know what he want to do in his mind and going out there and doing it. It's like a lot of people can say like, yo, tonight I'm gonna do this, but you know, he don't always say it publicly, but he'll come tell me, and then I know like, and when I see him do it, you know, that's special. And everybody doesn't have that ability to literally go do what they said they was gonna do.
How much, Jaylen will start, how much has it helped to have him on this journey with you? You know, just how much, and how much validation would that bring, or how much sweeter would that make it if you guys are to get to a championship level?
I mean, it's been great. I mean, we've said it before. I think that, you know, us being here and being drafted by the Boston Celtics at the same time, back-to-back years, as I think it's pushed each other in our career, just like competitively, like indirectly and directly, has made me better, because I wanted to continue to make jumps as he was continuing to make jumps, and that just ultimately just drives you to greatness, right? So I think it's been huge, if you ask me. Now, as we're trying to win and we're trying to build, I think just being on the same page is the most important thing, you know, because now if the more we work together, the harder it's going to be to stop. So that's something that we, you know, started to develop and work on in the last, you know, 12 to 18 months. And I think that we still got a lot of room to grow in those areas. But I mean, that's the key to winning games. You know, at the end of the day, individually we can be whatever in this league. I believe that, but you know, me, I want to win. You want to win?
Yeah.
Yeah, he want to win too, so that's what it comes down to.
I mean, yeah, similar, same answer. I think, you know, him being a year older than me and kind of being the young guys going through this, and, you know, always, you know, pushing each other, having somebody that is as competitive, as ambitious as me, and relative the same age, has been helpful. And then I think kind of putting it all together of like, you know, helping him out, helping me out, helping each other out so that we can be the best for the team and that we can ultimately, like you said, win. Individually, we can do it all. We can accomplish whatever we want to, but you know, getting to that championship and losing was the worst feeling ever. And you realize that, you know, nothing else matters. All the individual stuff, I would trade all that in to win a championship. And I believe that we're gonna do it.
The future.